Hey folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris. Well, it's New Year's Eve, Sylvester Abend 2020, just hours away from the new year. And in fact, folks already in New Zealand are celebrating the new year, Japan on the verge of celebrating as well. Folks, welcome to Indaba Africa. What are we going to talk about in this video? Well, in case you missed it, the exalted one, the leader of the economic freedom fighters, Julius Malema, has been caught red-handed yet again, this time over attending multiple Christmas parties during the festive season, and he was not practicing social distancing, not wearing a mask, drinking, dancing, frolicking in very dangerous situations. If you're wondering why COVID-19 supposedly is running rampant in South Africa, you need to look no further than the hypocritical bullshit example of Julius Malema. There you go. I said it. That's right. Utter nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. The hypocrite in chief. That's right. The hypocrite in chief. He likes to self-style himself as the commander in chief. I'm not really sure what he's a commander of other than his legions of followers and sycophants whom he exhorts to commit domestic terrorism and murder people through his songs, his speeches, and his calling for arson against commercial farmers. So what is he commander-in-chief of other than a bunch of thugs? But I will say this, we'll have to rename the guy the hypocrite-in-chief. Wow. He's been caught red-handed. Watch this video from News 24, and you'll see a few clips brought together in about a minute 20 seconds of all the hypocrisy that is the economic freedom fighters.
If you like it, mom, hey, if you like it, mom,
Surprised? Shocked? Gobsmacked? Don't be. You shouldn't be. The hypocrite-in-chief himself, HIC, Julius Malema, better known as Juju to so many of us, is nothing more than a hypocrite. This gentleman is off the charts. Once again, what's good for you, and remember that Julius Malema, it's not good for him. What Julius Malema has been saying for months, he's been complaining about people about not wearing masks, telling people you must social distance, you're the problem, just like ANC political leaders. Yet we find this hypocrite, like many people in the cadre of the ANC, also violating these rules because the rules don't apply for elites. No different than Nancy Pelosi attending a beauty salon to get her hair done at a hairdresser's and not wearing any mask, not social distancing, and violating lockdown rules. The list goes on of world political leaders who are just hypocrites themselves. But let's talk about Malema. The response to these videos, which were posted on his Instagram account by Malema himself, what a doofus. Here are some of the comments that have come across social media over the last day or so. Disgraceful scenes of Julius Malema partying up a storm with no mask on. Video was posted on Malema's Instagram 4 days ago. The disgraceful and hypocritical EFF cult leader has since deleted this video. The area Julius was partying is declared a hot spot, and this is from Gulam on the 30th of December. Looks like it's not just Julius Malema doing things that he told the public not to do and making rules for people that don't apply to him. Even other EFF leaders are doing things they told the public not to do. Hashtag EFF, hashtag Malema, hashtag COVID-19. That's from Toko Matsamola. Wow. Folks, it's unbelievable. These are damning videos, clear evidence that this guy's a fraud, and he should in fact be charged with violating the lockdown conditions in South Africa. Why is it that the government of South Africa refuses to arrest this man for inciting violence, calling for domestic terrorism, arson of commercial farms, murder of white farmers, exhorting his followers to attack Click's commercial retail locations, 44 of which were attacked. One was petrol bombed. Why is this man not in handcuffs? He's also appeared in court for his assault on a South African police service officer. Multiple times he assaulted the officer. Why? Because the officer is white. And it's comical to go to the EFF's Twitter page, which I did this morning to review their Twitter page comments. And what are they concerned about on EFF? They're running through a list of all the fraud they've committed this year, the fake actions in which they claim to be defending against racism. They're not about defending against racism. This is a black supremacy party. It is a black supremacy party. We've seen Julius Malema quoted ridiculous, outrageous things in the past, including when asked about killing whites, well, we won't kill them all yet. Seriously? Seriously? This person is dangerous. Why he is not in prison and has not been in prison for years is beyond comprehension. Of course, we know why. Because he's a useful idiot for the African National Congress extreme wing. There is an extreme wing of the ANC that believes in the exact same sort of racial nonsense and black supremacy that Julius Malema clearly believes in based on the comments he makes. Unbelievable. So this is what, now the party came out to defend him. So the economic freedom fighters, their spokesman Vuyani Pambo said the following. He said, Malema is with his family. Come on, ask the real questions. Where are the 20,000 ventilators 9 months later? Where is the 500 billion in relief funds? Well, those are reasonable questions, but pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Smoke and mirrors, obfuscation, distraction. This is typical EFF behavior. Remember, it was the EFF with their 3,000 to 5,000 thuggish, impy formed thugs and supporters who showed up in Brockenfell with pungas and with knob carries and with golf clubs threatening to harm children at a school because of their fraudulent claim that there was racism at the school because they distorted a narrative about a private party, which was proved to be false repeatedly. But this is what one of Julius Malema's supporters said, and I'll give you his response. It's because after the clip spread on Twitter, this guy said, "You are busy partying there in Limpopo while criticizing the government. I'm your reliable supporter, but so ashamed to have seen the video making rounds here. You must come publicly and apologize. Failure to do that, you'll be regarded as part of the problem." To which Julius Malema said, "You'll get an apology in heaven." Wow. You will get an apology in heaven. Julius Malema. Talk about tone deaf, stupid, moronic, and what an arrogant ass. Wow. Juju. Juju is at it again, folks. You will get an apology in heaven. Is that a threat to his supporter or simply his arrogance? Probably a little of both. It's certainly his arrogance coming on top of it, but it's unbelievable, folks. Julius Malema, Juju caught red-handed yet again, committing violations of lockdown rules this time, which he has made a big deal about people disregarding. He does it himself. Unbelievable. Juju Malema is at it once again, folks. And the EFF is calling out everyone for even asking questions. Can you believe this? The hypocrite in chief, ladies and gentlemen, Julius Malema. I give you the leader of the economic freedom fighters, nothing but a rabble-rousing bunch of clowns. We've seen their behavior in Parliament, dressing in prison jumpsuits, running around, chanting, screaming, breaking parliamentary order, acting like complete doofuses and imbeciles, and disrupting the parliamentary procedures in the South African Parliament on an endless basis. Anyone that votes for this party ought to take a hard look at themselves. They're either delusional, confused, they've been misled, or they're black supremacist racist. They're one of those things. If there's genuine people that think that the way to solve redress in South Africa is to nationalize the mines, is to expropriate property, then you're very confused about how economics work and about South Africa's actual history. And I tell you that if you follow this buffoon, Juju, the useful idiot, inconvenient youth, then you are really sadly mistaken. There are other political parties in South Africa you can support. You don't have to support the African National Congress. You don't have to support the Democratic Alliance. There are plenty of parties that South Africans can support. But the EFF doesn't deserve any South African support. They're clearly a black supremacy organization that advocates the violent harm to minorities in South Africa and attacks retail locations simply because it serves their narrative. Well, now we have the hypocrite in chief, Julius Malema, out there caught on video. And his response after being caught, you'll get your apology in heaven. Folks, I've warned South Africans for some time that this guy is out of control. He's dangerous. Why? Because the African National Congress allows him to be dangerous. They allow him to make terrorist threats against South Africans, against South African property. They allow him to get away with all kinds of things, and nothing happens to him. Why? Well, you can make your own summation on that. You can make your own guess at what happens there. Anyway, folks, if you're not a subscriber to Chris White Africa, I ask you to take a moment and become a subscriber by smashing the subscription button right down there. And be sure to toggle the bell icon to get notified of updates. And feel free to leave a comment. Abusive comments will be deleted. Thank you for your viewership. And don't forget to leave a like. Likes drive viewership. And with shadow banning taking place on the platform, it's always important to get more likes so that more people become aware of the video. Thanks a lot, folks. God bless. And Juju, wear a mask, social distance, and don't be partying on New Year's Eve. In fact, folks, given these videos, you would expect that there would be members of law enforcement that are waiting for Julius Malema to go somewhere today on New Year's Eve so they can catch him in the act once again and put him in jail. But they won't do that. Anyway, take care, folks, and Happy New Year.